In 1976, Mercedes-Benz presented the legendarily impenetrable W123, which was followed in 1984 by the W124 that conveyed the line into the mid-90s and the entry of the round-lighted W210. Actually and profoundly, these autos are E-classes, made up of different cars, wagons, and the odd limousine. Be that as it may, around the time the W211H hit showrooms in 2002, the creators and advertisers chose that the section could be additionally part and presented the 4 car Mercedes-Benz CLS-class in 2004. The E had dependably conveyed a whiff of stodginess, notwithstanding when rubbed into such paramount speed Pinal boats as the AMG Hammer of the 1980s and the Porsche created 500D of the 1990s. Presently Mercedes has pared the fragment considerably further, with the new AMG GT 4-door replacing the most blazing CLS models, leaving the CLS itself to involve a center domain that recommends more style and game than the E, however less of the unutterable stuff in the family measure AMG GT. To sloppy things further, the base-level AMG GT 4-door, the GT53, and the best CLS, the Mercedes-AMG CLS53, share a powertrain that is not entirely an AMG suggestion. The 53s utilize a 429 horsepower 3.0-liter inline-six with both a twin-scroll turbocharger and an electrically determined supercharger. It additionally includes an incorporated 21 horsepower engine, generator sandwiched between the motor and transmission that Mercedes calls EcoBoost and is nourished by, and sustains, a 1.0 kWh battery. The engine consistently fires the motor after an auto stop, the electric supercharger destroys any slack at low RPM, and the turbo influences the entire thing to sing. It's a quarter of a power plant, completely amicable in task. There's no stop, begin bumble, no sitting tight for the turbo to spool up to speed. In addition to the intrinsic adjust of the straight six implies that there's no unbecoming cruelty or graininess, attributes that have some of the time perplexed Daimler's V6 motors. The inline-six goodness likewise applies to the 362 horsepower CLS450, which essentially languishes over absence of the electric supercharger. However, it has a similar EcoBoost engine and 48-volt electrical framework. Power is absolutely sufficient, however the conveyance feels somewhat lethargic and dead in contrasted with the quick torque wherever that is accessible from the AMG variation. It is smooth and calm, a Beverly Hills Boulevard Ear 4-5 travelers, up from 4 and past emphasis, however it does not have the enthusiasm and all-encompassing greatness of the CLS53. The two adaptations of the 6 are sponsored by an high-speed program. The CLS450 is raised-wheel drive as standard, and its discretionary 4MATIC all-wheel drive framework utilizes a settled 3169 front-to-raised torque split. The CLS53 gets the carmaker's 4MATIC Plus framework, which offers completely faster torque conveyance. In the taking care of division, the autos feel only a smidge stiffer than their E-Class partners, however while the CLS450 conveys the real-statically numb guiding that has come to torment an excessive number of German vehicles as of late, the CLS53 offers a shocking measure of feel through the wheel. On twisting byways outside Barcelona, we found the 53 earth easy to put out and about, while the 450 substantiated itself a vaguer co-schemer. As much as we cherish the 10 best cars winning E43, the CLS53 enhances the recommendation, offering only somewhat more edge and an additional smidgen of donning beyond any doubt-footedness, without venturing on the regular usable drivability and solace. We can hardly wait to perceive what the E-Class resembles with the new inline-six powertrain, and sources propose that we won't need to endure long to discover. For the E-Class stalwart who just can hardly wait for the new motors, this most recent CLS is the most E-like case yet. With its bigger secondary lounge, the CLS swallows two full-estimate grown-ups effectively, despite the fact that the slicker roofline will even now have taller back tenants dodging to get past it toward the back gateways. The substantial field of screen land inside the auto will promptly be commonplace to anyone who has tested the current E-Class. The most evident distinction between the E and CLS inside is the vent outline. Indeed, even there, it's a qualification the easygoing spectator may miss were it not for the enlightenment of the vents in the CLS to coordinate the surrounding inside lighting. Outside, the CLS53's Nulli-Sharp nose wears the twin bar grille configuration already held for V8-fueled AMG models, apparently on the grounds that a significant number of the V8 models are relocating to the vertical bar Panamericana grille plan initially presented on the AMG GT3 race auto. The CLS450's nose utilizes the brand's a la mode and somewhat eccentric jewel design grille. Mercedes would likewise like you to take note of that the CLS highlights to a great degree level headlamps. Owners of European determination 1970s period S-classes may have a word or two to state with respect to the relative furthest point of headlamp levelness. Contrasted and with two past-age autos, the new CLS appears to be decidedly section-sided, wearing just a delicate shoulder and a moderately unobtrusive lower character line to somewhat allude to a fuselage shape. Out back, the CLS53 sports a short ducktail spoiler and striking quad race channels incorporated into the guard, where the spoiler the CLS450 houses a couple of trapezoidal fuse outlets. The case for the CLS used to be basic. For as long as 14 years, it's been a moderate-size official car when for the style-cognizant purchaser with a yen for individual extravagance. In the wake of riding in an improvement model of the CLS450 the previous summer, we thought about whether Mercedes had brought the 4 entryway car excessively near the E-Class car, removing excessively of the auto's past character for the sake of expanded size and ease of use. The entry of the AMG GT 4-door brings the mission of the new CLS into clearer alleviation, albeit one can't resist the urge to feel that the sportier AMG auto has stolen a portion of the CLS's thunder. For fanatics of customary Mercedes ideals, the new CLS, the CLS53 particularly, presents quiet style, a lot of innovation, and stellar ride quality, while goosing the bundle with a sound infusion of including liveliness. In a medium-sized Mercedes lineup overflowing with decisions, it's a champion.